Hey guys, welcome to my Kalphite King guide. I collected all the information that I could from killing the Kalphite yesterday. I think I know the best methods at the moment, so here comes the guide. I hope you enjoy. The Kalphite King's combat level is 230, life points equal to 360,000. He can use all combat styles. His max hit is 10,000 plus, and his weakness is fire spells, stab, and arrows, but he changes between the three weaknesses in each phase that he goes through. The Kalphite King goes through three phases, and you can tell what phase he's on by looking at his wings. So for example, if he had yellow wings, he would be weak to fire spells at the moment, and if they turn green, then he'd be weak to stab, and if they turn blue, he'd be weak to arrows. And this changes all through the fight, so you have to pay attention to the corresponding colors when he changes. It's very simple to get to the Kalphite King if you did Desert Treasure, because if you did Desert Treasure, you can activate the lodestone north of the pyramid, and then you can run south to the exiled Kalphite hive where I put the X, and it's right south of the pyramid. You can't miss it. And if you haven't done Desert Treasure, you're going to have to go from the Shanty Pass and take a carpet ride to probably Polvanich, which will take significantly longer. There's a shortcut in the Kalphite King's lair. It is extremely helpful and useful. What you need to do is you need to run around the whole Kalphite King's lair, which is actually really short. And mine it open, and you only have to do this once, only the first time, and then you can go through here. And it brings you right to the tunnel, and as I said, it's extremely useful, and it doesn't require a mining level as far as I know, so go try it out, and it's really useful. The instance system is an awesome addition to the Kalphite King. It allows you to host up to 20 people without the fear of being crashed. And how to do this is you enter the tunnel. If you're the host, you want to go first, start a new battle, and you're going to walk into the tunnel, and then it's going to ask you the maximum number of players. Say you just want 12 of your friends to go in, so you put 12, and choose a minimum combat level. Say that there's one of your friends is a noob and he's trying to be like all badass, and I don't know, just maybe you don't want him in, so he's level 189, so just put 190 and he can't get in. Only people 190 plus could get in. And an entry code, this is the code that they'll have to type in, and if you press 0, then there's no key, and they're just gonna have to type in your name to come in. So type in 69 or whatever you want, and they'll have to type in 69. At what rate would you like the Kalphite King to respawn? You can either pick fast, average, or slow, whichever one that you feel most comfortable with. I just always pick fast, because you're going to want to leave the Kalphite King's lair after you kill him, because there's going to be like a clusterfuck of Kalphites in here. And to leave the tubble, you're going to want to press exit. And say if you die and you wanted to rejoin your previous battle, you press this, and it will search for your game. If it says that, that means everyone died in your instance and you can't go back in. And if you want to join an existing fight like your friend, you can type in the battle you wish to join. You type in like my name, or your friend's name, and then it will ask you for a code if your friend set up a code. And then if he didn't send up a code, it will just search for the game with the name and then put you in it. For the ability bar, I use Rack, Chain, Impact, Combust, Asphyxiate, Metamorphosis, Immortality, Preparation, Anticipation, Provoke, Resonance, and Freedom. And now I'm going to explain all the abilities and why that they're there. All the attacking abilities are there just to attack, obviously, and Immortality is here because if you, I activate that just like every once in a while, because there's a really good chance that you will die just from random bullshit like your team not provoking or something, and that could save you, or like the bubble attacks. And Preparation you use because it makes Provoke or Resonance, either one of those, faster. I'm pretty sure it's Resonance though. It makes it recharge faster. Anticipation, so you can block some attacks, and it resists stuns, which is good because the Kalphite Queen stuns you pretty much without warning. And provoke, you have to use if the Kalphite Queen is using his green phase or his green move where he makes the other person green and then he can one-hit them. You have to provoke the Kalphite Queen towards you, and then you have to use resonance so it doesn't just fuck you over with the attack, because it will attack you if you provoke it over. And then freedom, to break free from your stuns, because this boss does stun you. Your team should be split up into tanks and attackers. The tanks' role will be to provoke the Kalphite King away from the attackers when the Kalphite King is using his insta-kill attack, and to provoke the Kalphite King as much as possible, like get him onto you as much as possible, and call out the phases or wing colors to the attacker so they know what to switch to, and have at least 2 or 3 tanks. That works the best. And tanks should always wear a shield. You can tribrid and hybrid if you're using a shield with it, because you're going to need the shield to use like Renaissance and all that, so you don't actually die when you provoke away the Kalphite King. And preferably the tank should be a high level, like one of the highest levels, and with one of the highest defenses in your group. Now the attacker's role is to call out Voke or provoke in the chat to warn the tank that it is doing the move right now and you need to provoke it. Switch your setup and ability bar for the corresponding phase, so when the tank calls out like green wings, then you switch to melee, and so on. Like, that's just an example. And wear 2-handed max DPS items and use anticipation and freedom to avoid certain attacks. If you have better one-handed items, then use those. But usually like a chaotic maul is way better, but I don't know if it's better than using a stab weapon there. It's just an example. And have a lot of attackers in your group. And all the attackers should be tribriding with Void and all hoods. That's the easiest way to tribrid. They can also switch armors, but it's just way easier with Void. And that's pretty much the attacker's role right there. These are the gear setups that you're going to want to use. Obviously Void is better because the Kalphite King is pretty much a hybrid / tribrid fight. So Void and armor that equals for all combat styles is pretty much the best. For a helmet, you can see that Void's on top, then Virtus. Pretty much for the same thing for the plate body, plate legs. And the cape, the skill cape is better because it has all. You're going to want as much all as you can, and then a god cloak and a soul wars cape for like magic if you're using magic. And for the necklace and the gloves, it depends on if you're a tank or an attacker. If you're an attacker, you're going to want like Barrow's gloves so you can have an all. And for the boots, you're going to want to pick something that corresponds for whatever you're like lacking in your setup or something, because I don't know of any boots that have all. And if you're the tank, you're gonna just like want to throw on some magic shit for the gloves and the stuff, and like the necklace, put on an arcane stream instead of the fury I have on. And you can read the rest of the stuff. Wands I would rather use, that's why I have the wands in front. And also it's because you can use a shield with it, and defensive abilities are really needed in the fight against Kalphite Queen, so you're gonna want to use that. And just differentiate your setups from a tank or attacker. A tank is gonna want to stay on like one combat style, and an attacker is going to use all 3 styles. And for the inventory, you're going to want to have prayer potions or flasks, rocktails or sharks, runes or ammo, teletab to get out of their dreadnips if you have them, simple inventory with the Kalphite King, and the familiars, you're going to want a steel titan for that DPS on it, a unicorn to heal you, then a pack for more food, an elemental titan to heal you and to do some damage per second DPS, a tort, which is a war tortoise for some hold your food, and a terror bird for holding your food, but that is the worst one. And if you have a terror bird, I just wouldn't even bring it. So that's the inventory. The previous inventory was pretty much a tanking setup. This would be what an attacker would want to bring. They would want to bring a void range and melee switch. So a crystal bow is good because it's weak to arrows, and the void range helmet obviously, and the void range melee helmet obviously, and a Zamorak spear is pretty good because it's weak to stab also. And pretty much the same inventory with the prayer potions and flasks, rocktails and sharks, etc. And that's pretty much it. Again, this is the pretty much the attacker setup, or if you're hybriding or tribriding. Thank you for watching my Kalphite King week of release mini guide. I hope this helps you while it's still effective. Hopefully it will still be effective, my guide, but things might change, so keep that in mind. Please like and subscribe if you like this content, because I'm definitely going to be making more guides. For example, my Zamorak guide, I'm going to be going to Zamorak soon, testing that out so I can finish up that guide. So thanks for watching. Take care.